Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions. And you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Chasing Dallas. This is season 6, episode 10. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe, share this video, and leave your comments below. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we start off this episode with Ted Lee and Mother. They're meeting up. Mother has got some tea to spill. It's piping hot too. First, they do catch up with each other. How's life? Ted Lee just says he's busy. Mother said that he lost his job at the beginning of the year, and at this point, he had to at least put the skirt line on hold because home comes first, of course. Of course, he's doing okay thus far. If he's got to call whom he has to call, he will. But, he got a little dollars in a safe place, So, then Mother talks about what's really up. Chloe, they go to that same club. Chloe does the karaoke, and there are times where Mother is doing her drag, which, what'd she say, like 6 months or 6 weeks or so, whatever it was. Anyway, so Chloe was there, and according to people that he knows at this club, Chloe ended up stealing this car. They were going around searching, I guess had these keys or whatever, going around seeing whose car it is, and ended up going away, taking off with it. Ted Lee doesn't believe it. I mean, one, she's not arrested, and that would be a heavy thing. But we don't know all the details. But anyways, Mother's trying to get the video footage. I said, no, Mother. At this point, step away because this could be a criminal investigation. You don't want no parts of that, But hey, for the fact of being nosy, I can see why you would try to do it. Of course, I think they did talk about the different things that are going on in events, because Mother said, I can't really support it as I can. I mean, I can't just travel here and da. And about all of this fool-la-la stuff that they got going on, I'm not taking sides. But I do think that y'all be taking sides. At least with you, Mother. I mean, you have an agenda. You are preaching the message that you've been preaching since the beginning of the show. First, it was the start-ish between Donnie and Jet, episode 2. Y'all can go back and watch that. And then it became that there's this Jeff, Rico, and Zesty type of alliance where Jeff is pulling the strings of these two dudes. And they are co-workers, and you don't think that they are friends. But anyways, I digress for now. They were just talking about, I'm not really friends with these folks. They are co-workers. I'm not getting involved in their stuff, I'm not picking no sides, da. I'm like, cool, you establish what's going on. There's no, y'all just here to get a check, and we're just gonna film these scenes as they're being told. Rachel comes by Jayla's home. They're gonna do some content creating, and it's to beautify Rachel with makeup and all that. What I will say, Rachel, you are beautiful without makeup. Like, your naturalness is very beautiful, just to let you know. I'm not saying don't do any makeup. I'm just eyeing you from without any makeup on. You look great. What y'all think? They talk about the whole Donnie situation, they made up, da. Jayla, I love you. I just don't understand just the logic of trying to tell people that you need to have these teachable moments. It shouldn't have got rah-rah with Donnie. Donnie kept running his mouth. Donnie was not sincerely apologetic. He doubled down. Y'all talking about these teachable moments, but not teaching them. And I just don't feel like if this was the other way around, and if a white person called, I don't even have to say it, y'all would not deal with them. You would not be teaching them anything. He don't know. Okay, he still said it, and we already know that his family and loved ones been telling him, and he still was coming around the group being dumb, and he ended up getting ba-ba. He knows now. He knows now after getting dotted up, No, do I think that violence is always the answer? No. But when people tell you, oh, don't be doing this, da, and you still want to do it, quit acting like this is a teachable moment. This is Oprah Super Soul Sunday on certain things. I still respect your answer, and I think it is an option to do. But in this case, whatever. Y'all can say, oh, he's sweet or whatever. However, he decided to still talk his talk and then finally got bopped. So no, I don't think that Rio and Zesty were wrong, and I don't think that they were wrong for staying on his neck. And y'all in the comments be treating this man like a hero. Again, I have no problems with Donnie Moon. I think he's very entertaining. I'm just not going up. I'm not giving him a pass because he's likable on the cast. He did something very effed up. And y'all making the other people villains. That's so crazy. Because again, if it was turned around and you were attacked racially, you would not be, no, they would be gone. Anyways, Rachel talks about her new job. It's mentally draining. She's the type of person, if she don't like her job, she will just quit and find something else. And she's at the point where she does not want to do sex work. I think it's a real struggle. I don't have any type of grandeur or elitist type of ways. I mean, it is what it is. And you get it where you can. And you guys did what you can. You guys and ladies did what you can. I think that Donnie did it too. Outside of stripping. But hey, that's neither here or there. Hey. Yeah, so they do the content, and I think that Jayla did it well. We move on to Donnie Moon. He's performing at the karaoke club, and he's going to be rapping mad. Chloe is there, and she asked, is this going to be a diss track? And he said, no. This was a pre-diss track that made the other itch diss him. That's what he's saying. Whatever. Glenn shows up also, but this is after Donnie and Chloe, they're outside and they're about to go inside. They end up kicking out Chloe because it's the same club that the car was stolen from. This should be the first indication nobody's coming back to the same club after committing a crime, unless you're about to commit the crime again with someone else. That's the only thing. That's the first indication that Chloe did not do this. Well, anyways, Chloe's gone. Donnie tells Glenn. Glenn shows up, I feel, with a different aura about himself. I think, in my opinion, I got to see more from Glenn because we only get one scene from him every episode, or that he's on. I think that little "you're boring" type of read got to him, and he decided to get up and do something about it. That's my opinion. Y'all can think otherwise. So Donnie does his rap. Why you mad? It's cool. I just want to know, what path are you going to go on? You call yourself the King Op. Hopefully you don't stick to that, because you got to branch out. Because if you just around here just rapping about why people mad, that is so stupid to me. It just gets juvenile if it's the same thing. You always got to talk about your haters. That is so crazy. Just get online and just type out a paragraph so you can get a bunch of likes and stuff. But stretch yourself in your artistry, in my opinion. Still like Donnie, so don't get that twisted. Lamont, this was good for me because I needed something from Lamont that I had not been seeing as far as the chasing part of it. So his client today is Kerion Franklin. That is the son of Kirk Franklin. He was also on Bad Boys on Zeus, kind of one of the breakout stars from the series. The other dude, The Money Resides, went on there. Cool, he's there to get his locks cut off. And I don't really know the whole lock journey. I mean, no. And to hear of the attachment that you do have and the journey that you do go through to even just grow out your hair. But it's just a new start for him. So Lamont cuts off the locks. And we do find out that Lamont is a part of Kerion's styling team. They met during the whole Bad Boys era. So he gets it cut off, and I think that Lamont did a very good job on Kerion's hair. He got emotional. It seemed like some of that was for content creating that he does, or whatever he does on Instagram and all that good stuff, but he even looked into the camera, was talking and all that stuff, so hey, whatever. But that was a good piece because I was really trying to figure out, for these celebrity stylists, Lamont and Kelly, where's the celebrities at? Yes, we've seen the commercial with you and Charles and Netta, but from that, I mean, and this is just my assumption and just what I'm thinking out loud, it's not trying to be shady towards you, but it's like, well, how am I supposed to be impressed with that? Or just say, bing, it's a commercial. You could have paid them to do that. I'm just saying, but now we got something real and live of you doing someone that has some status out there. Hair, so that's cool. Kelly, I'm still waiting on that because the most I've seen you do is brush some edges. And now I see that you're a dog for Rio. Who are your clients? That's what I want to know. Still love you, but still at the same point, let's put some things in perspective. This is who you said that you are. So if you're flying out to these celebrities, who are they? If these are NDA, I mean, nobody, you can't show a picture, even if they don't want to be on film. I'm just saying. Jet Jeff and Ted Lee, they meet up at Kiki's. Kiki's kind of this breakfast. They're mostly known for the pancakes and all that good stuff. I've been to one before. Anyways, they came to see, I think he's someone that used to be on the cast, Marquise. They call him Chef, and he's supposed to be doing a big thing out here at Kiki's. I was already confused. I'm like, but we find out later that he's the assistant chef or assistant manager. And I guess they were under the impression, as far as what Marquise was saying, like he was the owner. So they showed up and just asked Google, like, who is the owner of Kiki's? And it's a chain from Denny's. So they're shading him a little bit. We find out, I guess he was queer, but now he's delivered with the T. Shout out to him and all of his endeavors. So they get to the nitty and gritty. Ted Lee, he's been waiting for his packaging, his stuff from overseas, but since Trump is in office, his packaging is not coming in yet. But as soon as that comes in, he'll be ready to get his makeup thing off the line, his makeup wipes. And of course, Jeff says that this looks like it's just something else with Ted Lee to prolong and say he's doing something and he's not doing something. I don't know. I still haven't watched the other seasons, and I'll probably do that next, but hey. Jet talks about the whole Rio and Zesty thing, you know. He's willing to, if my friend says that I'm effing up in some type of area, he's going to pick up the slack and all that. And all of a sudden, it's about trust and stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what? How did it get for just trust? Because Zesty shared Jet stuff and all that good stuff, but I guess Jet hasn't shared anything from Zesty. So that's a trust thing? No, this dude's unsupportive. How you feel it, you know? So that's just really weird, you know? I think at this point, Jet is very cautious and just on guard on a lot of things. But he's friends with Zesty and was just acquaintances with Rio. I think Zesty and Rio are more friends than anything. But anyways. They talked about Chloe and all that situation. Jet was like, I didn't know that you were stealing cars. I know that you steal men. I said, oh, uh-oh. Chloe, come to the front again. So they want to be, well, Jet and Ted Lee, they said that let's just get people together and just see if they can just squash whatever they got going on. But didn't we just do this like 2 episodes ago? At the Valentine's Day thing, which I thought was crazy. Like, whatever. Whatever. So we're going to see if they can squash stuff. Jet is very adamant on trying to be the, not the leader, but wanting to be the mentors of the group. And Ted Lee's like, look, we're grown. I'm not going to sit up here and babysit for these jokers, you know? Da-da-da-da-da. And I think that was it. All right, on to Chloe. Chloe's with her ball father, Anthony. And she's making some shirts. And she talks about the whole car situation. She's more guilty by association. She was in the club with this dude that she helped get in. He found some keys and went out there and found the car and stole it. When he went out to the car, Chloe, left and went home. Meaning she walked and went home. She didn't know what was going on. Then all of these posts went on Facebook saying Chloe did this, da-da-da-da-da. But really it wasn't. Chloe knew the person that did it. They called the person and said, you know, take these folks the car back. And Chloe's like, y'all trying to pin it on me, but if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have the car. He ended up returning it back. We found out later, it was like 3 hours later, that he returned the car. But at this point, Chloe is distancing herself from the dude because this is crazy. But again, they were just defaming. They weren't calling the police and all that good stuff. But the person that accused Chloe on Facebook came out with a statement apologizing and all that. Da-da-da-da-da. I know Chloe made a post on Instagram about the whole situation. So that's just that on that. Zesty and Rio. Rio has a photography business, and he is doing promo shots for Zesty's lip liner and all that. They do all that, and that was just about it. You know, they just said they're looking forward to Rio's party, and da-da-da-da-da. And that was that. Rachel's party. She's turning 30. Everyone's doing shots, popping bottles. We see Rachel pouring liquor down Chloe's mouth and all that good stuff. So it looks like Donnie and Chloe showed up. I remember that mother had asked, Ted Lee if you were showing up. And she said, no, I'm not doing that. So they go outside and they just talk about this whole situation. Chloe's the one that brought it up. And I'm glad she did. She spoke about the whole situation. Rachel says that she looks like she steals. I said, ooh. Donnie thinks that it was just by association that she's getting wrapped up into this. He thinks that the dude stole the car. When he got the car, he got Chloe and said, come get in this car. I think that's an option. But of course, Chloe's just saying that she left and walked home. That's what she's saying. But I mean, I don't have no fight in it. I don't know any other evidence and all that good stuff. So, hey, it is what it is. The car has been returned. I don't think that Chloe is that type of person. And isn't she on probation or warrants already? So why in the world would she do it? Because what happened is that people were claiming that it was Chloe. Chloe kept saying she didn't. I guess the police officer detective said, look, if you don't come up with who did this, da-da-da-da-da, they're going to be putting you as like an accessory to the crime or something like that. But whatever. Overall, I think this was a cool episode. I think that there are, what I can say now, sometimes there are just certain scenes that are just doing it to be doing it. It's not really filled with anything, and it's supposed to be, I don't know. I may have an assessment probably by the end of the season. I am enjoying the show, just to let you know that right up front. There's some things that I see. So, I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Y'all let me know what you thought about this episode, what y'all thought about this whole Chloe situation. Just give your input on everything. But until the next episode, like this video now. Leave your comments. And until the next one, peace.